I got you, yeah.
This is the View+Finders Podcast from FrameRate Technologies. I'm Vaughn Juares here with Sam McQueen. We're talking today about AI.
Yeah, people like to make the comparison between AI and VR, when in actuality there are a lot of differences between AI and VR. For one, VR requires hardware. It requires glasses or a headset or something to actually wear to use the tech, whereas AI piggybacks on existing tech with computers, cell phones, TVs, etc., and there isn't a need for any hardware in order to consume any of the content.
Well, even if VR was a fad, which the numbers say it's not, numbers are saying by 2030 it's going to be 10 times what it was in 2022. So it's a 26.5% CAGR on VR technology and technology deployment. So you're right, there is a lot of hardware that happens, but AI is, absent of hardware. AI is the thing that runs underneath the hardware. It runs everywhere. AI can actually make a VR experience a lot better. The two are definitely not analogous at all, really. They're totally different technologies, and people who I don't think know better say, oh, AI is just another VR. AI is changing absolutely everything about everything, not just media, not just your experience watching a movie or playing a video game. It's changing your experience at the airport, driving your car, making toast. It's everything. VR is just a very narrow application of technology, and AI is the technology, I think, that will make VR a lot better in the future. But they certainly aren't something you can compare.
Yeah, agreed. Whenever there's a new technology that comes out, whether it's AI, VR, 3D, people like to assume that if it does not catch on and get immediate full penetration into the market, that it is simply a fad and no one really cares about it or it didn't really do anything, which is funny because they said the exact same thing about social media, smartphones, and the internet. And obviously, those things are now parts of our, not even our daily life, but our minute-by-minute life.
Movies themselves used to be considered sort of a fad. Movies came out, and people are going to get tired of the moving pictures, right? But what happened is it just started integrating itself into all sorts of ways people didn't really even understand. Color was a fad, they thought, when they made those early color movies, such as Wizard of Oz. It was a special effect. Right. So these things that we take as being foreign and coming from the outside and being somewhat maybe even threatening to some people are transformative. One thing about technology in general, and AI is a great example of this, whenever these technologies like the ones you mentioned, everything from the train car to the internet, every time there's technology, there seems to be a lot of people who are afraid of it. A lot of people who have the doom and gloom perspective of this is going to ruin everything. But there has yet to be a time in human history where new technology didn't increase the opportunities or make the economy bigger. When you're talking about AI versus anything else, it's not its own thing, it's everything. It's going to be everywhere and all at once at some point.
The biggest thing about it in the immediate, what people are also looking for is they are now looking for an immediate answer to what is this technology, what does it do, and how does it improve our lives. And as with all the other technologies we mentioned, at this point, it's an unknown. It's a good thing it's an unknown because we don't know exactly what all it can do to help us. And that's a very good position to be in. I don't think anyone could have predicted at the early stages, for instance, of social media, how all of the ways in which it would be impacting our lives and how we would be using it and interacting with it. Time will tell. But one thing is for absolute certain is that it's not a fad.
No doubt. Well, you're listening to the View+Finders podcast from FrameRate. Thanks for listening.